Hey there, it's your favorite sort of movie expert, V from Movies Hunter, and I've got a real doozy for you today. Get ready to have your heartstrings pulled, your brain cells fried, and your emotions all over the place because we're diving into the 2010 drama romance sci-fi epic called Womb. It's not like anything else you've ever seen before, said every trailer ever. And so our story begins with a pregnant woman who's just spilling her heart to her unborn child about how their father has departed for good and they're going to start a new life together. Fast forward to the past where we meet Rebecca, a beach-dwelling free spirit who's just minding her own business, changing into some dry clothes. Enter Tommy, the brooding and mysterious young man who doesn't say a word but somehow manages to sweep Rebecca off her feet. If I have to guess, I'm betting Tommy likes hot dogs. These two quickly become the best of friends, spending their days gallivanting on the beach and declaring their eternal love for each other. I love you too. It's all sunshine and rainbows until Rebecca drops the bomb that she's leaving for Japan the next day. But wait, it gets better. Tommy tells her he has got a surprise planned and they'll meet at the ferry. But when the time comes, Tommy doesn't show up and poor Rebecca is left disappointed and heartbroken. 12 whole years have flown by and our Rebecca right here is back, ready to rekindle that old flame with Tommy hot dog. And boy, do they have a lot to catch up on. Tommy's mom gives her the goods on his whereabouts and Rebecca pops in for a surprise visit, only to find a mysterious woman in the house. But never fear, Tommy shows up and it's like no time has passed at all. They chat and catch up, but it's all a bit awkward and the mystery woman quickly exits stage left. So they hit the beach and Rebecca gets the big question out of the way. Is that your girlfriend? Tommy, being the smooth operator that he is, says, Nah, I only met her yesterday. He then proceeds to strip down and run into the ocean, romance at its finest. Fast forward to dinner and Rebecca asks the question we've all been dying to know. What was in the matchbox Tommy wanted to give her before she left for Japan? A snail. Yes, you heard that right, a snail, and not just any snail, but one that Tommy took care of for almost a year until it died. And just when you thought this love story couldn't get any somehow sweeter, they share a kiss and start anew. But wait, there's more. Our beloved Tommy is actually a political activist fighting against those evil biotech corporations who want to populate a new natural park with cloned animals. Tommy had a plan to crash the inauguration ceremony with a little help from some creepy crawly friends, but his love interest, the brilliant computer programmer Rebecca, had other ideas. She insisted on joining him on his dangerous mission. But as fate would have it, tragedy strikes when Tommy is hit by a car and dies on the side of the road. Poor Rebecca is left traumatized and in disbelief. Fast forward to the funeral, where Rebecca makes the bold move to offer to bring Tommy back to life by cloning him inside of her. Yeah, I know it's a lot taken, but wait, because it gets even crazier. Tommy's dad is down for the plan, but his mom is having none of it. She accepts the laws of nature and wants to move on with their lives, and that's actually cool. There's this one thing I learned from anime, it's that without death, it's not life. Without death, it's not life. It's actually deep. I don't know what I'm talking about, but it's deep. Tommy's dad, on the other hand, thinks it's a good idea and gives Rebecca the green light. Kidding, he even offers to let her live near the sea, because Tommy loved it so much. But he warns Rebecca to think long and hard before making a decision that could change her life forever. But Rebecca, being the determined and slightly mad scientist that she is, decides to bring her beloved Tommy back from the dead, in the form of a clone that she'll carry in her own womb. Yep! And while she is pregnant, she takes her clone baby Tommy to the original Tommy's grave because apparently that's a normal thing to do. Fast forward to the birth of Tommy via C-section and Rebecca raises him as her son. It's just the two of them living in their own little world. But of course nothing can stay simple for long and they meet a neighborhood girl who just so happens to be a clone as well. Dinner invitation? Declined. But Tommy and his friend, being the nosy little detectives they are, try to see if she has that copy smell. And then enter the neighborhood moms who are all up in arms about this cloning business. They believe it's just a fancy way of saying incest and should be banned. Rebecca, being a responsible parent, doesn't want her son to be isolated, so she agrees to their demands. But as these things go, rumors spread and soon enough, Tommy's clone status is common knowledge. So on his birthday, he is forced to celebrate alone with his mom because all his friends' mom banned them from attending. Poor Tommy, he doesn't even know he's a clone. So, to keep Tommy safe from the cruel world, Rebecca takes him to a remote paradise where the only company he has is the ocean. But as it turns out, this Tommy is just as much of a sea lover as the original Tommy. As time goes on, little Tommy starts asking questions about his dad, and Rebecca has to come up with some pretty creative answers like he died in an accident. But as it turns out, keeping a baby clone under wraps isn't as easy as it seems, and before long, Tommy has a new friend to play with. But in typical kid fashion, he ends up burying the birthday present Rebecca got him, which is a Play-Doh. And just when you thought things couldn't get any more awkward, little Tommy grows up to be just like the original Tommy, complete with a love of biology and a girlfriend named Monica. And let's just say Rebecca's not thrilled about that. To make matters even more complicated, Monica moves in and starts taking up all of Tommy's time. Meanwhile, poor lonely Rebecca right here is left to twiddle her thumbs. But one day, she can't take it anymore and slides into Tommy's bed while he is sleeping. So our man, Tommy, thinks he's found the love of his life, Monica. Little does he know he's actually getting cozy with his own mother, Rebecca. Talk about awkward and gross. But before he can even process this mind-bending revelation, Monica arrives and it's all hearts and flowers. Meanwhile, Rebecca is hiding under the sheets like a creepy stalker, watching her son get romantic with someone who is technically her daughter-in-law. I don't know, can you say family drama, because that's just yikes. Later on, Tommy and Rebecca are playing outside and things take a sudden turn for the awkward when Tommy finds himself in Rebecca's shirt. Monica, being the third wheel, decides to gracefully exit the situation and goes inside the house. Meanwhile, Tommy and Rebecca are left standing there, confused by the sexual tension that's palpable between them, but neither of them musters the courage to say a word. This was such a weird movie. Fast forward to later that night, Tommy and Monica are getting cozy in their room, and Rebecca is lurking outside the door, listening in. Monica tries to have a heart-to-heart with Rebecca, but Rebecca isn't having any of it, feeling like Monica is trying to steal Tommy away. And just when you think things couldn't get any crazier, the next day, the original Tommy's mother shows up unannounced. And let's just say she's not exactly thrilled when she lays eyes on her supposed son. She just stares at him silently but says nothing before making a quick exit. Meanwhile, Tommy is feeling a weird sense of familiarity with a stranger, even though he has never met her in real life. So the dramatic tension reaches a boiling point as Tommy confronts his mom, Rebecca, about the mysterious stranger, and of course she's all like, "I'm not gonna tell you." So naturally, Tommy throws a little tantrum, but can you blame him? I mean, the guy's got questions and she's not giving him answers, but after some intense begging and pleading, Rebecca finally spills the beans. You ready for this? Tommy is a clone. Mind blown, right? So of course, the sexual tension hits an all-time high, and they bond. But it's short-lived, as the next day, Tommy packs up his things, gives a heartfelt goodbye to Rebecca, who's now carrying his child, and hits the road. Who do you think her new baby will look like? Another clone of Tommy, or this time a real baby? I don't know, let me know in the comments. And so, folks, this was the story of Womb. It's weird. See you in the next hunt.